Hi there, my name is Megan Butts. I'm a 5th grade math teacher from Midway Park Elementary, and I was given the honor to represent HEB ISD as Elementary Teacher of the Year. First of all, I am so sorry that I am not at Convocation in person this year to welcome in the new year, but hopefully by this time I'm either holding or having a precious little baby girl. Whatever it takes to get out of talking in front of thousands of people. Whenever asked what message I wanted to deliver to the teachers before the new school year, I was honestly puzzled. If you look around the auditorium, you are surrounded by outstanding teachers in HEB. What could I say to the HEB staff that they don't already know? You are the cream of the crop, and we are so lucky to work in a district with such talented professionals who are here for the same reason, the kids. Then it was suggested that the speech should target new teachers beginning their career in HEB. And that's when I realized what message I wanted to convey. What I wish I knew my first year of teaching. Yes, I'm sure you have all heard that teaching is so rewarding, and stories that it is impossible to quantify the good you are going to be doing for society's youth. But I am here to tell you, and I'm sure that any teacher here with at least 1 year underneath their belt will support me on this, that you're going to mess up. I mean really mess up your first year. There will be things that will go horribly wrong this year that you will remember for the rest of your teaching career, or by the severity of what you did the rest of your life. The good thing is that you will never ever make these mistakes again because you will learn from your mistakes. How many times do we tell our kids this? All the while, we as adults and professionals should learn from our mistakes on a daily basis. Let me tell you about one of the many mistakes that has taught me not to only make this mistake again, but it has taught me to be the teacher I am today. In fact, it is my belief that one of the reasons I was given the honor of the Teacher of the Year stemmed from this one mistake. It has, without a doubt, molded me into the teacher I am today. To start off, I must familiarize you with one of my special students I've had the pleasure of teaching in the past. You can only imagine how inspiring this 11-year-old is when I say that he has taught me more than any other person has. Over the years, I have tried to find this one student who has been the victim of my new teacher mistake, but was not successful in finding him. I would love to find him and thank him for all that he has taught me. I can only hope that he has a better life and knows what a special little gift he is. Jonathan would not be so little anymore. He would be starting his junior year of high school. Since I was not lucky to track him down, the best I can do in honoring him is dedicating this speech to him. When I had Jonathan, he was in 3rd grade. I was teaching in Austin at the time. He entered my room just like any other student on the first day. Being in the school I taught, he looked no different from any other student. His backpack had been used for years and years with holes showing the very few school supplies that were being reused from previous years. His shoes had no soles, hair had not been combed, clothes had not seen the washer in weeks, and his skin was caked with dirt. After the first couple of weeks, I started to assign homework to the class. The students were expected to complete the homework and return it the next day. I never had a problem with students not completing the work. Jonathan consistently had his for the first couple of months, and then around Thanksgiving, he started not to have his assignments. I thought the honeymoon period for Jonathan was over, and I decided to have a talk with him. When I asked Jonathan, he said, "I'm so sorry, Mrs. Butts, I didn't have a pencil." Me being a new teacher, I told him that that was no excuse, and when he needed, he could take a pencil from a drawer full of blue pencils located in the classroom. Jonathan listened, and as he was leaving that day, he had his homework in one hand and a blue pencil in the other. When he came back the next day, he walked in with a broken pencil and incomplete homework. You can imagine what he said. "I'm so sorry, Mrs. Butts, but my little brother broke my pencil before I had a chance to finish my homework." Again, as a new teacher, I had my blinders up. I told Jonathan that was not an excuse. I showed him the drawer full of pencils and told him to take one every day and not return it to me so that it would ensure that he would have enough supplies to complete his homework. This left room for no excuses. A couple of days went by with Jonathan walking in with his homework in one hand, blue pencil in the other, and his homework complete. "Mrs. Butts, I have my homework today." The next week, as winter crept in, Jonathan came in, blue pencil in one hand, no homework. "Mrs. Butts, I'm really sorry, but I couldn't see to do my homework." Again, ashamed to admit it now, I said, "Jonathan, that excuse is about as good as the dog ate my homework." With tears in his eyes, Jonathan replied back, "No, Mrs. Butts, it got dark and we had no light in the car to do my homework." Instantly, I knew I had made a huge mistake. With tears rolling down his face because he was afraid of disappointing me, he began to explain his situation. You see, Jonathan, his 5-year-old little brother, and his mom lived in a beat-up Nissan in the parking lot of Walmart and had been for 5 months. He would take his little brother into Walmart and they would play in the aisles of Walmart while Mom would go scavenger for food or money for dinner. Jonathan would bring his brother back to the car in the evening. If there was food, they would eat it. Then he would help his little brother do his homework and put him to bed. With the winter months, by the time he got finished with his duties of the older brother, there was no light for Jonathan to do his homework. At this point, I'm bawling at what Jonathan is telling me. I look at this little boy standing in front of me. First thing I notice, he has no socks on, sweatpants a couple of years small, a t-shirt, no jacket, and I have no idea the last time he was able to take a bath, brush his teeth, for that matter, even a hot meal. And all I was concerned about was homework. After thinking about it and picking up my pride off the floor, Jonathan and I came up with a plan. That evening, I met Mom in the parking lot of Walmart. I offered her socks, clothes, blankets, hand warmers, hats, earmuffs, anything that I could think of to make Jonathan and his family a little bit more comfortable during the now freezing nights in their Nissan. I also asked if Jonathan and I could go inside and come up with a plan. She politely said yes, and we went in. I found a table in the back of the McDonald's that you see in Walmart's. I asked the staff if it was okay for him to come in and work at this table whenever he needed. The staff agreed. That was our plan. After little brother goes to bed, Jonathan would come back and work on his homework with plenty of light and heat. Never again did Jonathan not have his homework. He would leave every day with a brand new pencil and come back with completed homework. I would check up on him every once in a while, him not knowing, to see how he was doing. He was always sitting in the back of McDonald's with a Happy Meal. I never asked how or why, but always got a smile from the lady working the cash register at McDonald's as we made eye contact. Jonathan's charm had gotten to somebody else. For holidays, I would load Jonathan's backpack until it barely zipped with food for his family, and I started stashing granola bars in the drawer filled with pencils so that he could take one with his pencil every day. He lived in the car until I didn't see him again in April. Can you imagine 9 months in a car? He knew he was leaving because when I went to empty out Jonathan's desk once I received the checkout papers, this letter, along with 60 dull blue pencils, were left in his desk. What an inspiration. This child had more challenges than you or I, or most anyone in this auditorium. He faced those challenges and never gave up. I was lucky enough to have made a mistake which taught me a life lesson and has led me to become the teacher I am today. Today, every time I see a blue pencil, I can't help but think of Jonathan and what an inspiring child he is. You may have a Jonathan in your class this year, or you may not. You may have 10 Jonathans. Little Jonathan taught me that every child, just like us, has a different journey to get where we are going. His was a complicated and rough journey, but Jonathan never gave up. He never gave up, or he never made excuses. It doesn't matter if this is your first or 40th year of teaching. Just like Jonathan, you will endure many challenges. How are you going to handle these challenges? Jonathan taught me no challenge is too big. Jonathan spent his evenings after school not watching TV, not shooting hoops in the driveway or riding a bike like a normal child. He never had the newest or coolest video game system, but rather he walked the aisles of Walmart, reeking some of the free air conditioner and heater that Walmart could supply. When he got tired or it was his little brother's bedtime, he would retreat back to his bed in the back seat of a beat-up silver Nissan to get the best sleep he could, always making sure his little brother was just a little bit more comfortable than himself. You will encounter challenges this year, and you will make mistakes. I challenge you never to give up and learn from these mistakes. Jonathan is a great inspiration that you can learn from these mistakes and that no challenge is too big. Your students that walk in a week can teach you a lesson that no one else can. Learn from your students and let them bring a passion out in you that you never knew you had. I thank Jonathan for that. I hope that you have a wonderful year. I want to thank my family and my wonderful husband who has supported me through my career. I want to also thank my family at Midway Park Elementary. First, Dana Langham, you will be missed, and North Euless is very lucky to have you as their new assistant principal. We are excited to have Maureen Sterling, and we welcome her into our family at Midway Park. Doreen, when we sat down together that one summer day and talked during my interview about how students like Jonathan inspire me to become a better person, I saw your eyes light up, and that's when I knew I had found my home at Midway Park. You always have what's best for the students at heart. What a great role model you are to your staff. To my fellow staff members at the park, it takes more than just being a teacher to work at Midway Park. It takes those who have their blue pencils sharpened, seeking out challenges, and never give up. We have our fair share of Jonathans at Midway Park. You are their constant and their encouragers. I can't wait to be back with you guys. Thank you for supporting me through everything over the years. Thank you again for allowing me to represent HEB ISD as Elementary Teacher of the Year. I hope the best for all of you, and good luck.